after a game and being like, hey, you should check me after a game and how you're.
Yeah, I mean, it was a number of things. One, they just don't give up, you know, and Ty, he's one of the best I've seen at, you know, making adjustments, and most people call it junking up the game, but it's not junk in reference to how he operates, whether it's switching or putting bigger guys on smaller guys and vice versa. And I thought after the 50-point quarter we had, you know, they were going to do some things differently to try to slow us down, and they did, and we didn't execute in certain situations, and they started hitting shots, and then they were making a concerted effort to make or miss, get the ball down the floor and just get to the rim, and that put us in a bind. But we knew it was going to be like that in the closeout game, and to be able to make enough plays down the stretch. I thought J.O.'s steal was one of the biggest plays in the fourth quarter, and we just were able to make enough plays to win the game.
Obviously, Devin with the 47 points, tying the playoff career high, 25 in the third, outscored the Clippers by himself.
Yeah.
In the third quarter, just speak to what you saw with that.
He was doing what Book does. There were times where he was taking what the defense gave him, and then there were times where he just went, and it didn't matter. And when he's going like that, we're not calling many plays. It's all about concepts and looking at the environments to create space for him. And the guys on the floor, whether it's D.A. rolling or Kevin in the corner, it allows for him to have more space. But that's just Book. He would tell you, like, he's trained and waited for moments like that, and I'm just glad to have him on my side.
Last thing I had, have you ever been in a game where they have that kind of high where you have a 50-point quarter and then you look up and it's like we're in a 2-point game here?
Yeah, I have. And unfortunately, I've been on both sides of it. I mean, if you've been in the league for any amount of time, those things happen. And so you just want to be on this side of it and learn from it. That's all you can do.
Monty, ultimately, what did you see stabilize for the guys in the last 2 to 3 minutes to be able to close it out?
Just one, using the clock properly and spacing the floor. We got Kevin. We tried to get him in the post, and then they were fronting him and clogging the paint. So we just decided to put him at the nail and give him a chance to operate, and he got fouled. And they were trapping and fake trapping, and that was forcing us to waste clock, and then we were getting into late shot situations in the clock. But it wasn't great by any stretch, but we did enough to get the win. And it was the defense. I think they threw it away a couple times, just tough passes, and then J.O. had a big-time steal.
That was a new spot for Landry in crunch time this series. What were you looking for?
Just to try to space the floor a little bit. J.O. was in the corner, and they were helping off of him. So just to put Landry over there, and maybe they guard him so we'd have more room to operate.
Coach, Kevin took a tumble and kind of landed on someone's foot there with his low back over here.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
I think he's okay. I mean, you've seen a number of guys take that fall here lately, but I don't think it was as bad as the ones I've seen in the past week or so.
And then Campaign obviously didn't come in until the 4-minute mark, just kind of a tough game to bring him back into the flow.
There's such a matchup-driven team. They put the smaller guys in situations, and if you switch it, then you got Cam on Plumlee or you got Cam on Zubac, and so we were trying to avoid that. But I thought just giving him a chance to get on the floor and get the pace up, I thought we slowed down a little bit, and Book was running pick and roll at that time, and I thought he made some really good passes to Kevin out of the corner. We were in a bit of 0.5 in that situation, so I told him he's got to stay ready because we can use his speed.
Monty, I know that it got a little messy at the end there, but this historic series with Kevin and Devin putting up this offensive numbers gives you a margin for error. I mean, what did you think those guys just gave you throughout the 5 games?
Yeah, I just think the ability to put the ball in the hole in certain environments. Once you get to game 3, 4, 5 in any series, your play calls are not going to be as effective. And so when you can throw the ball to 2 guys and sometimes 3 guys that can just go get a bucket, like that's playoff basketball. I think what we have to do and continue to get better at is spacing around those guys. And when they trap Book or trap Kevin, having a designated flash guy to make plays. I thought J.O. did a decent job of that. But those two guys, they score in bunches, and they score on every level. And I still think we can do a better job of finding Kevin, especially in transition. There were a few times I thought we could have found him for transition three. So we probably left some on the table with him.
Monty, when Book has a quarter like he had in the third, is there thoughts to not rest him to start the fourth, where you think this guy's on fire?
Isn't this like how it is? It's like I play him too much, now I'm not playing him enough.
No, that's just an honest question about when a guy's on fire like that.
I know it's honest, but I'm being honest too. I just think we have to be smart in those moments, and we had the lead. So if you have a guy going like that and you have the lead, you think you can buy some time to rest him because he just played the whole quarter.
Monty, what did you think of the free throw discrepancy?
It's not something that these are like those bait questions. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've had the high free throw number before, and now they have it. I thought they were really aggressive to attack the paint. That's what they did the last few games when Kawhi went down. And so when you attack the paint like that, you're going to get more free throws. I don't think it was – you can always talk about calls, like the ones that didn't go your way. I wouldn't say that was the case in this game. I just thought they attacked the basket efficiently.
Dave King next.
Hey, Monty. Kevin almost didn't get any shots in the fourth quarter. He didn't get a shot from the about 10-minute mark to the 1 minute when he got that transition layup. I know you guys have talked about him being an expensive decoy, but were you thinking through that fourth quarter that you needed to get the ball in his hands a little bit more?
Yeah, I thought we missed him in transition a couple of times, but for the most part, they denied him. If you watch the film, you'll see one guy, he's in the corner, and the guy's denying him. We tried to put him in some screening actions, and they topped him, and then they put two guys around him. And that's why we put Landry in the game, hoping that was free him up a little bit. But I think I have to figure out ways to get him in space so he can catch the ball freely and be able to go.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
What was it like seeing Devin explode in that third quarter?
Yeah, it was spiritual. Like I don't scream too much in the games no more as I got older. But when we hit that three on the top of the key, I felt the energy, and I know everybody in our crowd felt it. So we feed off his aggression. Not just us on the team, but Suns fans watching TV, Suns fans in the arena. Like his impact and his presence just means a lot to us. So that was incredible to see and to be a part of.
Devin, just hearing that coming from a guy that's what he does and has been doing, what's it mean to you to have that kind of night and get that kind of praise from Kevin?
Hard to put the words. Somebody that I followed, for a very long time before we developed a personal relationship. So, to even be sitting up here with him right now is kind of surreal. But, just competing at the highest level, iron sharpens iron, and, even getting that, the work that you guys don't see, in the practice facility together, all-star break. I remember working in there together, playing 2-on-2. I don't take none of it for granted.
Curious, when did you know in that third quarter that you had it going? You literally outscored the Clippers by yourself, 25-24 in the third quarter.
Just feeling it out. We stressed in the locker room. We didn't want to go back to L.A. unless it's for the Western Conference Finals. So, just wanting to get it done. Being down 9 points coming out of that. We knew we wanted to do it quick. We didn't want to wait until the fourth quarter and try to fight an uphill battle. So, I'm glad we could get some cushion because we needed it.
Kevin, the only follow I had was how's the bum? You took a hard fall, and how was that feeling?
I feel good. Was able to finish the game, and we got a couple days off, so I'll be fine.
Okay.
Book, with the level you're reaching right now, Book, are you approaching the postseason any differently after the way last year ended? Just this evolution from you continues.
It's just two totally different situations. This man right here causes a lot of gravity. Opens up a lot of shots, not only for me, but You know, I think Bismack got a few dunks right at the rim with no low man help. And, you know, I hate to have him in the corner sometimes, but they will not leave him. And it opens up the rest of the court for everybody else. And, you know, I think our team is just figuring that out, that just him standing out there makes everything easier for everybody.
To your point, how do you feel like you would assess the balance through 5 games of using that to your guys' advantage?
I mean, good. We got it over in 5. You know, I think the first game was a fill-out game. But, you know, T. Lue didn't take off the junk defenses on him. You know, they're trying to take him out, double team him every time he touches it, deny it when he doesn't have it. So, like I said, you know, it just opens everything up for everybody.
Kevin, you were getting double teamed and swarmed a lot in that fourth quarter, didn't get a ton of shots. What were you seeing from the Clippers defense and from your guys' kind of offensive flow for that stretch?
I think we had a bad stretch of possessions. I think we shot like 3 or 4 tough shots, 4 or 5 tough shots, and they converted on the other end going down. I think that was the game. I think they hit like 4 straight threes and got to the free throw line. So I think we just had a bad minute spurt, and which turned the game for us. They played the same exact way they was playing the whole series, denying me out, you know, not leaving my body when I'm spacing out. So like he said, I think we opened up a lot of stuff there in the second half. But in the fourth quarter, we got stops when we needed to, and we was able to finish it off.
Book, you guys over the last few years have closed every playoff series on the road. I think it's the first time since 2007 the Suns have closed a playoff series at home. What was that experience like compared to what you've had over the last few years?
Yeah, it felt good. You know, we were just both talking about an experience where, you know, we dropped a game 5 to the Clippers, and, you know, that's a frustrating flight, you know, when you think you have it in the bag and, you know, now you're going to their home and, you know, they're only a game away from making it 7. You know, we just didn't want that type of pressure. We'd rather just get it done, get our rest, and move on to Denver. So, you know, it's going to be our first time starting on the road, you know, in my career. But I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, when it comes to the sense of urgency you played with in the third quarter, was there a lot of conversation about that at halftime when you went in trailing to the Clippers?
Yeah, there was. You know, amongst the team, even before the coaches got in the locker room with the schemes and scout, you know, we just everybody was being vocal, letting each other know that, you know, it's time to go now. Don't wait halfway through the third quarter. Don't wait till the start of the fourth to, you know, try to turn it on.
What can you say about Josh in that X factor role coming off the bench, or even that steal at the end that he had?
Yeah, you know, he has the intangibles, especially on the defense end. You know, he does things that you can't teach. You know, he studies players, he knows their tendencies, and you know that's important. You know, if you're going to be a high level defender in this league, you know you have to know who you're playing against, and he did a good job of that.
Devin, what was just the range of emotions like in that second half? You know, it looked like a party by the end of the third, and then suddenly it's a 2-point game. I mean, just what was going through your head, and how did you guys get back kind of on the right track?
Yeah, just like you said, you know, it was a roller coaster, a lot of up and down. Like you said, one bad minute, you know, they hit 4 threes. That's 12 points to change it to a 4 to 2-point game, and you know, I think it's a good lesson for us moving forward. You know, don't play with your food. Finish out as strong as you can, and you know, just keep playing all the way to the whistle blows.
I was about to say, teams always say, and guys always say that the other team, you know, they're going to make a run. But did it surprise you just what they had left in the tank, considering it looked like you guys gave them a finishing shot?
No, I never underestimate my opponent, especially those guys. They've been playing hard the whole series. You know, most of the time they started out and then we came back, but, you know, they had something in their bag of tricks this game. 4 straight threes, that's tough.
Hey, Katie, you played up in the Bay and won a couple of championships with Steph Curry. How does that compare to playing with this guy sitting next to you, and how far you think this team's going to go?
You playing with special players. They just bring the best out of you playing with Steph. You watch him every day. You watch his work ethic. You admire his attention to detail, and you take some stuff from that. You see somebody like Book, and you see his journey, you see his work ethic and love for the game. You try to pull some stuff from him too. So it's always iron sharpening iron, and it's getting the opportunity to play with some of the best players of all time. It's something that is going to only make my game better and just make my story better, to be honest. So sky's the limit. We're enjoying this moment, and we just don't want to take it for granted.
Do you feel, I guess, blessed to have a great career the way you have and the people you've played with, huh?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you're around some of the brightest basketball minds all the time. You get an opportunity to bounce ideas off of them and hone your craft as well. It's just, it's the pinnacle of being in the NBA, in my opinion.
Book, you've talked about the growing pains that you had early in your career. How much did those years kind of shape your mentality to where you are right now?
Definitely to the fact that, I don't take any win for granted. I don't take any chance, to do something special for granted. Even, just being from a young team to an established team now is just something totally different. But I wouldn't change my journey for anybody else's. There's not many young players in the league that just get to get thrown into the fire and play through mistakes and learn through mistakes. So, it's tough taking them L's early on, but, I think I got to develop my game, and, I had people that believed in me, an organization that believed in me, and, I just took it from there.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.